fascinating how the human mind matures. A mere year ago, I thought she looked about as sexy as Malcolm Muggeridge. But now I don't think that at all. I'm bloody certain.
Anyway, I'm not making the first move. I'm not crawling. NO spells no. You can live without me for another 13 and a quarter months. Let him count the days, I won't. All 409 of them.
God, she's ugly. Ugly old Beryl. No, that's not fair. Ugly old stupid Beryl. Credit where it's due.
I'm only looking at this because I'm interested. I've always been interested in brass band posters.
If all girls were as ugly as Beryl, there'd be no population explosion. Put fellas off forever. It'd be a boon to the building industry. Monasteries shooting up like supermarkets.
Still as debonair as ever, I notice. Crimson shoes with bottle green socks. Going steady with a set of traffic lights. Still, who else would have him?
And boring. That's it. Boring, ugly, and stupid. And ugly. Never said that. A very ugly girl. Oh, God, I don't want to rape her. It was a song I was singing. The words of it. Not often heard on account of it being banned by the BBC. It's not surprising with words like that. I'm not singing it now. I'll whistle.
You fancy him, don't you? Who? Geoffrey. Never. You do, Beryl. I do not. NO spells no. Oh, God, I want to nibble his earlobe.
Hello. I didn't see you.
No, nor me.
Long time.
13 months, 6 days. Roughly.
5.
6, it was Tuesday.
Are you going that way?
Yeah. No, not specially. You going that?
Well, yeah. I was sort of...
I was going to the pictures.
I was.
Which?
Which were you?
Any?
I was.
You look fabulous.
You do.
Super socks. Geoffrey.
Me?
Good night, Geoffrey.
Aren't you coming in, Beryl?
No, Geoffrey.
But, I've seen you home, though, Beryl.
Yes, I remember, Geoffrey. It was me that mentioned it, Geoffrey. That's why I said thank you, Geoffrey.
Can I come in?
NO spells no. I hope I didn't bring you out of your way.
Only in direction. We catch a 43 bus on the Isle of Capri. I live on the North Pole and you live in Zululand. It's not even as a junkie crow flies.
Listen, Geoffrey, I'm not a Zulu. Naturally, I can't speak for the other girls you take out. And for the sake of total accuracy, the 43 bus stop is not the Isle of Capri, even with a cocker spaniel weeing all down it.
Can I come in?
What does NO spell?
Good night.
You do say funny things.
When?
Then?
I was being serious.
Oh, there you go. go again. Honestly, your sense of humour. Seemed a bit like old times tonight, in one way.
Yeah. Not in the other.
Paul?
Nothing?
No, you spoke, Geoffrey. You did, honest, with words.
No, not spoke. Sighed.
Oh, why were you sighing, Geoffrey?
Life? 409 days ago. What might have been? If you hadn't been so flaming passionate...
Geoffrey Swinjoe!
Making indecent suggestions, interfering with me garments.
Are you sure you're not confusing me with some other Zulu?
409 days ago, you used to invite me in for a bit.
Would you care to repeat that?
409 days ago, you used to invite me in.
Thank you.
Not now.
Nor in the future.
Thank you.
I wouldn't mind interfering with your socks. And interfere them right into the Manchester Ship Canal.
I see you've had the woodwork painted.
Mustard.
Nice.
We think it's revolting.
I see the Jacksons have got BBC too.
Only the Ariel. And it isn't the Jacksons now. It's the Cowgirls. Mr. and Mrs. Cowgill. Married couple. Newlyweds. Not long married. Met each other 6 months ago and then got married. And now they're married. He must have asked her to marry him, I suppose. So they had this wedding and got married. You still do it, I notice.
What?
Pluck your sideboards every time the word marriage accidentally happens to slip out. Accidentally.
Good night.
Geoffrey!
What?
Thanks for seeing me home.
Look, can I come in, Beryl? I know exactly what NO spells. I've mastered it.
Oh, Geoffrey.
Oh, Beryl.
Okay.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Battersby. How nice to see you so suddenly.
Sardine sandwiches always were your favourite, weren't they?
Eh?
On the table.
How did you know I was going to come back?
Bill warned me this morning.
How did you know?
Oh, for God's sake, get him.
She's been cutting sardine sandwiches for 409 days.
It's really nice.
Has she got her own trawler?
Sit down, Geoffrey. You're not among strangers. What an interesting shade of shoe. And how's your father? Still spits a lot, does he?
Talk to her.
I can't speak Portuguese.
Eat them and don't talk.
Tasty?
They're in oil.
They're nice and all. She's got a back leg.
Enjoys a tasty sardine, does our Geoffrey?
In tomato.
Pardon, love.
The bread's extremely wholesome.
Probably the bleach.
Yes. I can't hold long conversations about sardine sandwiches. My mind goes blank. I start thinking about life after death.
Talk about something else, then.
The room's looking very colourful, Mrs. Battersby.
Needs decorating.
Oh. I see you've had the outside done.
Mustard.
Revolting, isn't it?
Will you like it?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Me too. Nice.
Oh, I'll do that, Mum, owing to your wrist.
What wrist?
Sprained wrists can be very painful.
I haven't sprained it.
You could do doing that.
Oh, yes, right.
Fun.
Would you excuse me, Geoffrey, if I leave you for a moment?
Oh, must you, Mrs. Battersby? Why, we've hardly had time for a chat. Oh, what lovely plates, for example. Nice design. Plain brown.
No, I have to go up, love. I I want to polish Beryl's nails.
Her nails all seem to be down here, Mrs. Battersby.
Me false ones.
Yes.
The church.
I'll say good night then.
Oh, what a shame.
Now, not too late, Beryl. You know how sickly you'll look in the morning. Her eyes go like thin slits, all pink
Yeah,
and
all right,
puffy.
Mum.
And late nights mean late for work, Geoffrey, and you have your career to think of.
We're on strike.
Well, let's pick it duty. I was going to say something before. What was it?
Good night, I think.
Oh, yes. Good night then, Geoffrey.
Good night, Mrs. Battersby.
Night, God bless.
And don't leave it another year before we see you, young man. She's getting lovelier every day, our Beryl.
Mother?
Especially now she's got her new earpiece and iron tablets. All the boys are after her. There's plenty more fish in the sea, Geoffrey. Thousands.
And about 3 very lonely sardines. Ha! I've put the light out, Beryl. Put it on again.
Oh, what have you been eating?
Not daft, your mother.
Hello, Jeffy Bubbles Bonbon.
Hello, Beryl.
We're us again, aren't we? Together again.
Yes, Beryl.
Must have been fate, I expect. Interposing.
Yeah, funny, right out of the blue, just like that, bumping into each other. Hang on. How could you warn your mother this morning that I'd be here tonight? Fate didn't interpose till this afternoon.
I didn't warn her, I said in case I accidentally happened to bump into you. Girls' mothers always accidentally make sardine sandwiches, Geoffrey. Nobody's out to trap you.
Honest?
Honest. You've got to trust me.
I do. I do. I think I most probably do. Oh, Beryl.
Oh, Jeffy Bubbles Bonbon.
Beryl.
Oh, Jeff.
Oh, Beryl!
What was that squashing? Don't tell me.
No, not squashing. Splintering.
Pardon?
Your elbows were splintering me ribs. Is that it?
Would you like one with the sardines scraped off?
Beryl, we live in a permissive society.
Not on the street, we don't.
Everybody's at it.
Not with me, they're not.
All girls are supposed to be crying out for it.
Not this one, Geoffrey. I'm the silent majority.
It's only manners, Beryl. Total strangers do it now instead of shaking hands.
I want to talk to you. Me, ma'am.
Has she taken up Morris dancing?
To remind me to be a good girl.
She's not going to need the Red Army Ensemble then, is she?
Geoffrey, sex isn't the only thing in life.
It isn't even one of the things in mine.
The last time we went steady, you said, and I quote, "The Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, but our love is here to stay."
I was miming to Frank Sinatra on the reprise label.
It stayed 11.5 weeks.
It wasn't my fault.
Both our faults. We had conflicting ambitions in life.
A ring on my finger. A ring on my finger. All you ever talked about were rings on fingers. If a mate of mine asked me to give him a ring, I'd say, right, what's your finger?
What about you, Percy Filth?
Geoffrey P. Scrimjaw, thank you.
What was Percy Filth's ambition in life? To send my knickers to Oxfam? Do you want to go out with me again, Geoffrey?
Yes, Beryl.
Why, Geoffrey?
Well, being totally honest,
Brutally.
because I have a very high regard for you as a person. For your upright character and pleasing personality.
And that's honestly all?
Well, I do, unfortunately, sometimes happen to have a slight temporary urge to Percy Filth. But it's only very slight and very temporary.
Geoffrey, you're going to cut yourself.
Pardon?
Your nails. Gouging into your flesh.
Yes, thanks. I was gouging for a minute.
Now I'll be honest with you. To be brutally honest, Geoffrey, I'm honestly not looking for a husband. Honestly. I want us to go out because of your sense of humour and interesting mind.
Whose?
Yours.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You don't care about marriage?
Not at all. You don't care about Percy Filth?
Not in the slightest.
Right.
Right. Paul?
What?
What about Paul McCartney?
What about Paul McCartney?
Why do you have a picture of Paul McCartney on your bedside table? Is it because of his sense of humour and interesting mind, or did he win the Percy Filth Championship of Europe?
Why do you have one of Bridget Bardot?
I haven't. I burnt it.
I burnt Paul.
Did you?
Honest.
Right. Now what? Has she fallen out of bed again?
You know she's on the wrong side of 90, don't you?
Your mother?
Bridget Bardot. Reliable sources in Saint-Tropez reckon she's pushing 97.
Well, she don't look it, not in my photo.
Well, you've had it since you were 11. Went straight from Stanley Matthews to Bridget Bardot overnight.
Anyway, I've torn it up now.
Burnt it, you said.
Yeah, burnt it. Like you did with Paul McCartney.
Oh, yes.
Beryl,
Yes, Geoffrey.
would you care to rip my trousers off and have your way with me?
Honestly, your sense of humour and interesting mind.
Beryl, I could eat you, even in oil.
Oh, Jeffy Bubbles Bum Bum.
Oh, Beryl.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Oh, Beryl.
Jeffrey! I thought you loved me.
Well?
Well, that wasn't love.
It wasn't flipping friendship. I do ache tight.
Casting crimson shoes around the room, you could have caused serious damage.
It's all right, the saw was hanging off anyway.
To the room, to the room.
I'm fed up.
Drown yourself.
Thank you.
In bromide.
I was only caressing the hook of your bra.
You were starting.
The only girl I know with a reinforced concrete bra.
I'm fed up.
Drown yourself.
Thank you.
In Spanish fly.
And what kind of bras do your other girlfriends have then? Paper tissue? Do you have a paper tissue, please?
England should never have lost to West Germany. In the World Cup.
Geoffrey, that was 6 months ago.
We were leading 2-0 with 20 minutes to go.
Geoffrey, they lost. There's nothing you can do about it. Forget it.
I have. I never even think about it. Jeff Hurst nearly made it 3-0. Don't cry, Beryl. I don't know what to do when you cry. My sideboard's
May I blow my nose, please?
It would make me very happy. As a friend.
Geoffrey, we've got to come to an understanding.
All your mascara's run.
We've got to give and take its eyeliner.
Is it true it's made from camel's bladder?
Geoffrey, I hereby promise never to utter the word marriage again. Well, until I get married. If I ever do get married. Which I never will, thank goodness. Get married. To my partner in marriage. Sharing the joys of married life. Bringing up the children of the marriage in the married sanctity of happily married marriage.
For someone who's not uttering something, when's your LP coming out?
Geoffrey, I'm very happy to tell you, you're the last person on earth I'd ever marry.
Beryl, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
And that's my side of the bargain.
I bet there's probably another side.
Yeah.
Yes. Mine.
Yours.
Yes. No more Percy filth?
No.
No. Great.
Geoffrey, if you hereby promise to stop grabbing all my moving parts, I'll hereby promise to stop accidentally breaking my heel every time we accidentally pass a jeweller's window. All right? Look, I only don't want you to because I want you to.
Pardon?
Percy Bill. For that matter, you only want to because you don't want to.
I thought that I did, and you didn't.
Oh, that's because you're a man, you see. So illogical. You may stroke my shoulder blade in sympathy.
N-O spells no. I don't fancy you a bit. You could swing naked from Mr. and Mrs. Cowgill's BBC too, Ariel. And I wouldn't so much as pluck a hair.
Oh, that's nice.
Good night, then.
Good night, love. Give me a ring tomorrow. A telephone ring, I mean, on the telephone.
And don't cry anymore. Your eyes will go all piggy and puffy.
No, that's when I'm tired. They're merely moist and limpid when I'm heartbroken.
Well, thanks for a terrific evening.
It was super, wasn't it?
Wild.
I'm glad he doesn't fancy me. Very glad. It's very gladdening, that's why I'm glad. I don't want anyone to fancy me. Except you, Paul. Night, night, Percy Filth.
I'm glad she doesn't want to marry me. Just so happens I don't want to marry her. Just so happens I don't want to marry anybody. Miss Bardell, marry me. You know what they say? Once you've had a Manchester lad, you never touch anything else.